Ambassador Danon, thanks for being with us on our CBN News. What are your main concerns about the negotiations about the Iranian nuclear deal?
We in Israel are very concerned about the talks in Vienna. First, because of the approach of the West, eagering to run into the negotiation. In the Middle East, we have the mentality of bargaining. And what we see today that the Iranians are coming much more empowered to the negotiating room, while the Western democracies are rushing into a deal. That's not how it works here. You cannot make it a quick fix. You have to be patient, you have to negotiate, you have to bargain, and I think the approach of the Western countries is dangerous. And also when you look at the content, they are willing to move forward, to lift sanctions. For us, it's bad news. I hope that there will be no deal coming out of Vienna.
As you mentioned, sanctions seems to be the number one issue, certainly for the Iranians. What impact would it have on the Middle East if Iran gets the sanctions relief that they're asking for?
So for the short term, it means that they're going to have a lot of money, a lot of cash, and they will not invest that funds in infrastructure or education. They will divert it to terrorism. They will send it to their proxies in Lebanon, in Syria, in Yemen. It will bring instability and chaos into our region. Already, with sanctions, they provided billions of dollars. So just imagine what they would do when they will have so much money in the next few weeks if the sanctions will be lifted. And in the long run, it means that they will continue to invest in their military ambitions to have nuclear capabilities.
Israel is sort of looking on here as an observer, but not a participant. What reaction do you anticipate from Israeli leaders, depending on which way these negotiations go?
So first, we are not waiting for the end of the negotiations. As we speak, we are very active, sending messages publicly and quietly to our allies all around the world, explaining them the threats of the new agreement, why the JCPOA was bad in 2015, why it's bad today in 2021. And if it will not work, we are not part of the deal. We keep all options on the table, and we are determined to block the Iranian regime from obtaining nuclear capabilities. Look with what happened yesterday. Right before they entered the negotiations, the spokesperson of the military announced publicly that the goal of Iran is to erase Israel and to exterminate the Jews. So we cannot sit idly by when we hear such rhetoric.
Yeah, one thing that's been discussed, at least in my circle, has been the Begin Doctrine, which means that Israel will not allow one of its neighbors to get a weapons of mass destruction. They've destroyed the Iraqi nuclear reactor in 1981, the Syrian